Hey guys, it's Jess. A long time no see, but since we're all spending a lot more time at home lately, I thought I would film my daily home routine, all of the typical things that I would usually do on a chill day at home. If I didn't sleep in that morning, the first thing I usually do is a Pilates routine. A bunch of my friends have been working at home, so we've actually been logging on via Zoom and doing Pilates classes online, which has been so much fun. But this morning, I'm just going to go onto Plogalates on YouTube and pick up one of her stretch videos.
Point to the toe. If you feel comfortable with that, head up and down and in.
I don't really do anything too intense, it's just to give me a good stretch first thing in the morning. I decided to wear a little bit of makeup today because I am going out to do the groceries and I have a Zoom call with all of my friends later in the evening. I don't really wear makeup when I'm at home, but it just helps me feel a little bit more put together. The pro is when they feel like pajama pants, but they are not. For breakfast, I like to keep it pretty easy and simple. It's usually just an iced latte that I make at home in my Cafe Kitsune cup, of course. Let me know if you remember the Japan vlog where I got this cutie. And then I just have something small. Recently, I have been eating at my weight in hot cross buns because they are amazing. I just have them toasted with a lot of butter because honestly, how else are you meant to eat them? Today we had to go and do our grocery shopping and I thought it was great that we all had to line up before we go into the supermarkets just to be safe. I live in Melbourne, Australia, and it was great to see that a lot of the stock was starting to come back on shelves. Of course, there are still a few things that you cannot get, but it is a lot better than where it was a few weeks ago. For lunch, I like to keep things pretty simple. It's usually just some form of toppings on toast. I've really been enjoying a marinated feta with tomato and basil. It is really easy to make and super tasty. Most afternoons you can find me in the study just catching up on work, be it editing the backlog of videos that I have, which I know it's been a long time since I posted a video, oops. Also, any Fruits Basket fans out there, season 2 is out now and it is so good. After a couple of hours at the desk, I like to take a break and play Animal Crossing. Has anyone else's life been completely taken over by Animal Crossing? Because mine has. I just love being able to decorate my house. I have a little kitchen and even a little bathroom. Honestly, my town is nothing really special to look at just yet. I am still working on making it as cute as I can. But I do have Raymond in my town, so that's gotta count for something. Once I've had enough of Animal Crossing, I usually switch over into playing Persona 5 Royale. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you guys already know how much I love Persona 5. For those who don't know, you play as a high school student who lives in Tokyo in Japan, and literally all of the locations that you can visit in the game are real life replicas of the real places in Tokyo. It's a nice way to visit my favorite country when I can't. Are any of you guys playing Animal Crossing or Persona 5? Let me know in the comments below. Time for dinner, let's make dumplings. I posted a photo of my homemade dumplings on Instagram a little while back and so many of you wanted to get the recipe, so I thought I would include it in this video. So let's get started. To make things easier, I'll list all of the ingredients in the description box below if you want to give this a go at home. First, you'll need to slice a quarter of a green cabbage into thin ribbons and then dice it into really fine little pieces. Like, the tinier the better. I do it the old school way with a knife, but if you have a food processor, go for it. and then pop it all into a big mixing bowl. For those who don't know, I am half Chinese and half Australian, and this is actually my grandma's recipe. For the spring onion, I just chop the tops and the bottoms off so I'm left with a nice crispy dark green center part. You can keep the rest and use it for other recipes anyway. Give that a wash and then dice it really finely. The dumplings that I make use pork mince. I just use a 500 gram packet, which usually yields about 60 dumplings. To give the filling that delicious flavour, add a heaping of olive oil or vegetable oil, a good crack of salt, 1 heaped tablespoon of chicken stock powder, a good dash of soy sauce. You can tell I'm Asian, I don't have any actual measurements for this stuff. 1 teaspoon of pure sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of corn flour. This just helps all of the mixture stick together. And then 1 egg. And then give that a good stir until it is all combined. You can double these ingredients as well if you want to make double the recipe. For the pastry, I use Gaoji pastry. You can just find this at your local supermarket or Asian grocery store. And you'll also need a little dish for water. You'll see why soon. Now let's make one. Making the dumplings themselves are super easy. I've showed a bunch of my friends how to do this and it is so simple. So first, grab 1 sheet of pastry and about a spoonful of the mixture. You kind of want it to look like a fried egg in terms of proportions. And then with some water on your ring finger, just wet the border of the pastry so it's nice and glossy. Then fold it into a taco shape and press the top to seal it together. Folding it is the tricky bit, though it's not even that hard. First you need to grab about 1/3 of the right loop and then push it down to seal it. Then take half of the remaining loop and push it down. And then just close the bubble and push that down. That is the weirdest explanation ever. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing from the footage. And then just do the same for the other side. Once both sides are done, gently press the fold just to make sure everything is all sealed in. And now we have a little dumpling. I love making dumplings. Not only are they delicious, but I used to make them sitting around at the kitchen table with my family and with my grandma, and so it brings back a lot of nice memories for me, so I really enjoy making them at home now that I live out of home. Usually I just put a movie on and then I go on autopilot and I end up making 100 dumplings by the time the movie is over. It's super easy. These dumplings are also really good to freeze, so normally I'll only cook around 12 pieces per person and then I will freeze the rest for another time. They should keep comfortably in the freezer for around 2 to 3 months. Now to cook them. You're going to want to boil about half a cup of water in the kettle. Add a generous helping of oil to a deep frying pan and then place all of the dumplings in sort of a circular shape while making sure that the bottom of every dumpling is coated with oil. That's what makes it nice and crunchy at the end. Then turn the gas on to a low to medium heat. Once the pan starts to sizzle, add in the boiling water till about halfway up the dumplings and then place the lid on. Leave it on a low to medium heat for about 5 minutes and then give the pan a shake to make sure that no dumplings are stuck to the bottom. After about 15 minutes, lift up the lid and let the remaining water evaporate. Now you can eat them as is, but I like my dumplings super crunchy, so I flip them all over so I can fry the other side so they get all nice and golden brown. For the sauce, you can definitely buy your own dumpling sauce, but I like to make my own out of sweet chili sauce and soy sauce. It's usually around 3 parts sweet chili to 1 part soy sauce, and then just mix it up until combined. And we're done! These dumplings are one of my favourite recipes to make, so if you guys decide to recreate this at home, please tag me in a photo on Instagram. My Instagram is HiJessicaAnn, just like this YouTube channel, because I would love to see. And then for the rest of the night, my friends and I usually get on a big Zoom call and have dinner and wine together, and it is such a nice way for us to see each other when we can't really see each other. And that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please take care and stay safe, and I will see you again soon. Bye!